Welcome to Saturday Morning Talk Show, Spilling the Tea to Juliet G. It's every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. GMT time.
Fly Wakey, everybody, rise and shine. You know what time it is. Yes, it's Super Saturday. And guess who's going to be spilling their tea to me? Guess. Morning blessings to one and all. And each and every one of you, it is a Super Saturday. So let's start your way the right way. For those that have... Look, I can't even get the words out. For those of you that are tuning in for the very first time, welcome, which will now become your regular Saturday morning talk show, Spilling That Tea to Juliet G, on your number one community radio station, Supreme FM, to the rest of the world. Yes, no matter what part of the world you are tuning in from, north, south, east or west, you know what? Home is best. So right about now, I just want to thank you for the next couple of hours. It's your host who will be conversing with real people and get them to spill that tea. And that is a T with a double E, by the way, and talk their truth. I'd like to thank my guest last week, Mr. Rudy Liquid. Yes, comedian and presenter. And also the listener, Angela from Southeast London, for coming live and sharing her kind comments. Angela, have an amazing day and keep listening. And Rudy will be coming on my Instagram live next Thursday, which is the 2nd of March. Can you Adam and Eve it? February is done. Yes, February is done. So next week, Thursday, from 9 p.m. Also, thank you to all the people that text in. Too many to call out. You all text in to let me know that I wasn't alone on air. Thank you, and thank you again. It's nice to know that somebody out there is listening to you, even though it's all 20 of you. Now I'm lying. I joke. I don't even talk like that though. No, on a serious note, it's nice to know that people are out there listening to you and you are fully awake with your cuppa. So thank you, and I feel truly honored and blessed, and that I am not on my own. Yes, I'd also like to give a big thank you to all the people that came on the live. Yes, that came on Insta Live. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that came on the live and participated on the feed, and silent watchers took a peek. And to my amazing guest, Michael McFarlane, OBE. Michael is a retired British athlete, if you weren't aware, who competed in the 1988 Seoul Olympics. 1988 Seoul Olympics, yes. Michael will be my guest next Saturday, and I will be getting up close and personal with Mr. McFarlane, OBE. And not forgetting Mr. Patrick Phipps, business owner and entrepreneur of the barbershop Cut Above the Rest, which is the community hub of East London. Yes, you know. And I'll be back for another edition next week, Thursday, the 2nd, continuing with my men talk, where I'll be talking to Rudy Liquid and more men. And as they say, they will actually be spilling. Actually, I have a confirmed other guest called Anthony Matherin. That's his name. And he has a college. He is one of a trio of the College Bro podcast. Yes. So I can confirm now. Anyway, I'll put it out there, so he better come. He better come. He better come. If not, Juliet will out him out. And if you want to call or send a text to the designated text line, it is 07904 818 799. Or you can actually call into the studio. That is 07497 654 815. That's 07497 654 815. And I'd like to give a big up to my contributors and sponsors of my show, and that is Supreme FM, Fine Boy Inc. and Martin Winter of James Shoe Care in Barkingside. And I'd also like to give a big shout out to the Supreme FM family presenters. You know who you are. Some are up, some are sleeping because they work hard 24/7. And also I'd like to give a big shout out to Polly. Put the kettle on, girl. I'm coming round. Polly is our media manager, and she keeps us in check and sends out all our social media stuff. So well done to you, Polly. Thank you. Now today is week 8 of the Coinage Crew Savings Plan. They are 4 ways of saving. You can save forward and you'll be putting away £8 today and making a total of £36. Or you can do it backwards and you can put away £45, making a total of £388 in your little piggy bank. Or you can save monthly and you should have put away £114.83 for the month of February, making a total of £229.70. Or you can save an even amount of £26.50 every week, making a total of £212. No matter which way you choose to save, it will all be the same. So you will make by the 30th of December 2023, we will have a grand saving total of £1,378. You don't even have to give it to anyone. You don't even have to let anyone know that you're doing it. All you have to do is just get your tin or jar or sock and put it away. And if you want to join, it's not too late. As they say, a small drop makes that mighty ocean. So let's change our financial situation and get saving. Now, attention, all young people, whether you be in primary school or secondary school. The monthly challenge twist is back. Yes, there will be 2 categories, one for primary school and one for secondary school. All I want you to do is get your creative juices going. You can write a story or you can do a poem, whatever you want. And all you have to do is text it to me, no longer than 3 minutes long. Each winner will win a £15 gift voucher. And at the end of the year, the monthly winners will battle it out like they did last year. And they will win a trophy, a certificate, and a £50 gift voucher will be up for grabs. And guess what? It will all be decided by you, the listeners. Yes, you, the listeners, so you'll all get involved. So all you have to do, you can narrate your story, you can play an instrument while you're telling your story, you can do spoken words with music, say poetry with music. Just get creative. Just get those juices going. So make sure you send your full name, your age, and your voice note to the text line 07904 818 799 or 07497 654 815. Or if you are into emailing, if you want to email, you can email it to me, and that is STT, the number 2, JG. So it's S, the letter S, TT, the number 2, the letter J, and G, at gmail.com. That's it. And the closing date for February is Saturday the 25th of March. And the winners will be announced on Saturday the 22nd of April during the show. So I hope it all makes sense. But if it doesn't, check out my Insta or Facebook page for details. I'm sure it does. Now, let's get my sister on the line. Yes, and let's start the way I always like to start, with a prayer. So, I'm going to bring my big sister on. So bear with.
Dear Lord God, as we come together again today to listen in, to spilling the tea to Juliet G, I say thank you. Thank you for her, Juliet G. Thank you for her guest, a guest that's been around and that we've listened to many times before. So I thank you. I thank you for all that's happening at Supreme FM and all that they do as a community station, and for all the DJs that are there. Dear Lord God, I thank you for the topic that's going to be discussed today, for the money jar that gives us an opportunity to look at ways of becoming financially independent. I thank you for that. Dear Lord God, for all the things that are actually happening in the world, happening in our private life, I put them before you. I put them at your feet, dear Lord God. Continue to be with us, continue to guide us, continue to watch over us. As we prepare ourselves for another week, let us just open our ears, open our hearts, and put everything to you. As we rejoice, as we listen in, and as we share the fun that will come from Juliet G, from all the things that she talks about today, all the things that she talks about during her sessions in the week. Again, dear Lord God, I lift them up to you. I lift her up to you. So as we go about our week, continue to watch over us, guide us and be with us. And a special shout out, dear Lord God, to her guest. A special shout out to her listeners. Continue to be with us all in all that we do. So this short prayer, dear Lord God, I lift up to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
I'm counting my blessings, telling you what God has done. Counting my blessings, naming them one by one. If you need a witness, I will be the one. I'm counting my blessings, I'm telling you what God has done. I remember when the pain was so deep, thought it would kill me, my strength was so weak. When I looked around, all I could see was your hand on me, and that is just one of the ways. I'm counting my blessings, telling you what God has done. I'm counting my blessings, naming them one by one. And if you need a witness, I will be the one. I'm counting my blessings, telling you what God has done. Just remember when the bills were due, your friends were few, He always came through. He did. Even when your heart was broken, your faith was stolen, but now you can get up and say, my blessings, telling you what God has done. Telling you what He's done. Yeah, my blessings, naming them one by one. Oh Lord, and if you need a witness, I will be the one. I'm counting my blessings, telling you what God has done.
Come on, you got it. Say it with us, y'all.
I'm counting my blessings, telling you what God has done.
Ooh. Welcome back to Spilling That Tea to Juliet G on Supreme FM. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. Without further ado, I want to bring on my guest, Mr. Lee Townsend, who's making a cup of tea, who's bringing us community news and information. Yes, I am dancing. Can you tell? Oh my goodness. Morning, Lee.
Hi, Juliet. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. And how are you doing this morning?
I'm absolutely knackered. Totally busted. It's so bad that I woke up probably 35 minutes ago and I'm just having my cup of tea. You know, my morning ritual. So I'm pouring out the honey, this tea with the carnation milk.
And what do you put in first? The tea bag?
100% has to be the tea bag.
And then
Sometimes I put the tea bag in with just a little small layer, little bit of water to just cover it. And I'll stir that around for a bit first before I add the rest of the water.
Okay.
Ask me why.
No.
Okay, good. It's probably a good question. Cause I ain't got the rationale behind it don't make too much sense. But
All
it's
right,
the thing
then,
I do.
Lee. Why?
No, I just feel like because my brain moves so fast. It just helps me to slow down the process, and then I make sure that I let the tea brew a little bit first, so that I get that correct color when you start adding the milk. The last thing I want is milky tea. You know, like them builders tea where it's all white. You're wondering if it is tea at all. I can't stand that. So yeah, it's one of those ones. I just slow down the process. But as we talk about slowing down the process, I went out for dinner this week with a mate of mine and a couple of his colleagues, and I met this guy. He works for one of the major computer companies.
Okay.
From the States. He's over promoting their products and stuff. And I was watching him eat, and I seen him eat these tiny amounts of food, and then leave more than 2/3 of it on his plate. So I'd be like, in my mind, I'm like, doesn't he like the food? Is it that he doesn't like English food and that kind of thing?
Oh, is he a white guy?
Yeah. Then I see him do the same thing with the dessert. So I'm looking at this guy, and I'm looking at his hands and saying his hands are tiny. Anyway.
Was he a small guy?
He was all right size, but his hands were really, really small. I never forget his hands being small. We started talking and stuff. So me being me, I had to ask him. So I was like, is it that you don't like the food, or you just eat really small portions? Was tongue in cheek.
First of all, where did you go?
Where did we go?
Yeah, to
We
eat.
just at a pub. Just at a pub in the city.
Okay, okay.
So and he had fish and chips. Not that I would have went for that, but anyway. So it turns out that he had an operation. So I'm guessing he was talking about a gastric band.
Oh,
So
okay.
now he eats really small portions because he can't hold it in his stomach. So we're talking about the whole fact of how food, when you overeat, you stretch your stomach and then you constantly want
Oh,
more.
yeah, yeah,
So he
yeah.
said that before he did his operation in Massachusetts, or like one of the top hospitals
Mm.
for this kind of thing. He said, and he said that before the operation, they started doing like little courses with him and workshops on your relationship with food, and we got into the whole thing about mindfulness
Mhm.
eating.
Mhm.
And he said that what he was taught is that they say that when you're eating and you're chewing, that you should put your fork down so that you have a little
Shoot.
time to think about, even in your subconsciousness, do I really need more? Am I enjoying this? What does this taste like?
Oh.
So that when you know you're full, you actually stop eating. And when you're full, what you need to do is go and put the plate in another room, get rid of it right away, so that the temptation's no longer there. So we're saying this now.
Wow.
And I'm sitting down there saying, I don't want no more of this food, it's too much. Just before we even started talking.
Yeah.
But every couple of minutes or so, I pick up the fork and take another little nibble. And I can feel my belly's full, but I'm still eating it. And I was like, my God, the power of habits. So he was saying that when he had his sessions,
Mm.
he was saying to the clinicians or the doctors and whatever else it was that he doesn't know what it is to feel full because he's never felt full in his life. He used
Oh.
to weigh like 350 pounds. He showed me a picture of him. He was huge.
Mm-mm.
He was absolutely huge. And then he got down, he said he lost 2/3 of his weight. So now he's like 100 and something pounds now. And he wants to maintain it. And how he does that is by eating those small portions and sort of thinking about the food that much more. And I just thought, what a simple thing.
But do you know what?
What
That for me would be too painful.
Now, I'm not saying that you do it to that extreme,
Mm.
but I'm thinking even the thing about getting rid of the food, because what I've done in the past and quite often is that there'd be a small amount of food, like maybe 2 spoons of rice left or a little bit of
You
chicken.
want to eat it all.
And in my mindset is, Mum said don't waste the food in it, so I'm gonna
Exactly.
eat. And then you feel your belly. You how often have you eaten and said I feel stuffed or FTB, full till bust?
Do you know what? Most probably that's why I don't eat starters, and I'm not a real lover of dessert. You know.
Well, you say that, but I've been to a few events where we're having like 3, 4 course meals, and I see a lot of my brethren from the Caribbean and from the continent or for the motherland
Mhm.
saying that they have to go out and buy food again because it's not enough. Now, but the thing is, when you're having those small courses, you have small portions, and
Mhm.
I feel that we've always been taught to overeat.
Mm.
I
Well.
really feel that, and as a result of that, our stomach has stretched, so we need more to fill that bag.
Mm. But you can shrink your stomach.
Of course you can, but part of the process is eating less food.
Yeah. Because
So that's the whole point that I'm going back to.
I have done that. I have shrunk my stomach. You know. But
I
it
was
is
on Thomas.
is a psychological thing. Definitely, it's a psychological thing.
I was on Thomas's program, and I was measuring all my food and everything, and I'm telling you, I damaged my ankle in football,
Mm.
and I couldn't train for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But I lost more weight than I've ever lost when I was training. I was measuring my little 1 cup of rice and eating my meat, but I was enjoying it because I was able to eat like a big greasy sloppy Joe burger
Mm.
for like a brunch kind of a thing,
Mhm.
and still have a steak in the evening with some bulgur wheat and whatever else and my asparagus.
Mm.
So I was still eating the things I eat, but my portions were so reduced because I was measuring the calories.
Mm.
Then I found that my mindset had changed and my belly was smaller, or my stomach, so I couldn't really eat as much.
Mm.
But then you have one bad night and you just say, "Cha, I'll be alright. I'm gonna start exercising soon, so I can eat a little bit more than I usually do, and all the rest of it." And I've lost so much, but I put it all back on again, mate.
Mm-mm.
And then he's so rigid, he kicked me out of the WhatsApp group, innit? So I'm no longer training with him anymore.
Thomas
And he
kicked you
said, "You're
out.
not." He said, "You're not participating.
Oh
Off
my
you go.
goodness. They don't
Off you
ramp, you
go."
know. They take it
I'm
very
telling you.
seriously. They ain't got time for
But
time wasters.
but you need to be committed, though. You need
Yeah,
to be committed.
it's true. It's true. But
Yeah.
see,
So
I couldn't do diets. I couldn't do something like Weight Watchers and start watching my weight. I'm like, no.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. The way I felt mentally when I lost the weight the other day, I think it was just before Christmas. It was just before my birthday and everything. It felt so good. And now, I think what I've kind of done to ease my thought process around the way, you know, that guilt feeling that you have, is that I stopped drinking from the 29th of December. So I haven't had any form of alcohol since, apart from I went to a Tarek event and they had some rum cake, and I was like, yeah, let me have that. And I was like, oh my God, am I cheating?
That
But
don't count.
yeah, I'm saying that, but it was so wet that it felt like,
'Cause,
you know, when Auntie starts dribbling that rum all over it.
Mhm.
But I'm not counting it. But I'm staying away from that stuff. But I've gone so far so good, and I don't feel like. All right, so sometimes I miss the little flavor of a bit of brandy in my mouth or whatever else it may be. Or if I go somewhere, I can smell it like in the atmosphere. It's like, oh my gosh. But other than that, I don't miss it. I don't really miss it. It's just maybe a habit or part of a social activity. You know, like when you're in school and everybody's got that party to go to, and you probably can't go, and you're thinking, well, everyone comes to school Monday, I'm not gonna have nothing to say, so I'm gonna feel like the one left out. It almost feels like that.
That was me. I was that child. I didn't go out.
I mean, I wasn't allowed to, like, I'd have to come home from the party at 9 o'clock. That time it hasn't even started yet. When I was living in England, anyway, when I went to Jamaica, it all changed. Yeah.
And then when you have the choice now, you could go anywhere you want. You don't go nowhere.
You know what? I've kind of stopped. I was thinking about it the other day. Do you know what it is?
What?
I don't like getting home when the kids have gone to bed already.
Your priorities is different. That's what it is.
I just don't like it, man. Like seeing them go to bed and get the good night kisses and all the rest of it. Or I have to bad them up to go in the room and go sleep. I just need it, man. It's so important to me. It's so important, so important.
So Lee, are you a romantic person?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Lover.
Check out you.
Who, me?
Are you?
But
No.
when you have kids, you don't have time for romance. Romance is a thing of the past.
Oh, so you didn't do anything with Mrs. T on Valentine's weekend?
Me? No, sir. I'm joking. To be honest with you, I wasn't really feeling it this year, you know. I'm going to tell you why now. My wife is away because I'm going to get my ass kicked when after I come off to school. So I'm that cheap guy in it. So to me, flowers are temporary. So when I go in Tesco's or Costco and they got a nice bouquet of flowers on the cheap, I might pick it up for the missus and bring it home and be like, oh, that's so sweet. And if they ain't drooping, it looks like I've done a good one, innit? So the other day, me and little Emily was in the supermarket, and I was like, she's like, Daddy, we're going to get some flowers for Mummy.
Do you know what? I'm laughing already because I know where this is going. Emily bags you up.
And I'm like, do you know what? Let me do something nice for her for a change car. Mummy's great, you know what I mean? So I said, I'm going to do something nice for her. So I'm in the Tesco's now, out in Purley, and I said, you know what? Let me buy the best flowers in it. So I bought the expensive ones now. You know, I've never done this before. Never. Right? Because that's my beer money. But anyway, stop drinking. So I bought this beautiful bouquet of roses now and stuff and bring it home. You know, homegirl put it in the vase and never ship off the plastic.
She's cherishing them. That's what.
Hold on, you know. And I was so never open the plant food and put it in there either, you know. So I'm saying, usually if I'm going to buy the full price thing like that, and you know, she knows I'm cheap as well, like on the flowers and things there, I'd leave the price in it. I said, no, I'm going to do right this time. I'm taking off the price. She doesn't need to know how much I paid for it. So I said, Valentine's Day, there ain't no way on God's earth this woman's getting no flowers or nothing from me, you know? Because we don't really do Valentine's anyway. But
is that because you don't want to do Valentine's, or she don't want to do Valentine's?
Or a bank account don't want to do Valentine's.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. I guess it's a bit challenging with the kids because I think going out makes more sense, to be honest with you, and doing something together. But anyway, we went in the supermarket and Naomi's like, it's Valentine's, you need to get Mum a card. So you know you're living by example. I need to show them what to expect from the person who they pick up, innit? So I got her, as I'm not drinking, I said, all right, let me buy her a bottle of Bailey's, the litre bottle, because it's not nothing too big. But as I'm not drinking, it will have more meaning behind it. Cause obviously, I'm not going to drink now because usually I have to steal out her liquor when I'm ready. So did that, got the card. Naomi's on this thing about, can I get my sister a card? Can I get a gift for Emily too? I'm like, babe, Emily's not your girlfriend. This is her wife and husband thing. She wants to get her sister a card. You know, she's just being sweet and want to buy her something for her little sister. But the long and short of it is, I bought my wife a big bottle of Bailey's and the card. Came home with it after karate. Hid it in the car. Oh, I got flowers as well, you know. No, I didn't. I didn't do flowers. I hid it in the car and I gave it to her in the morning, in the late morning. 'Cause I worked from home that day and she wasn't expecting anything. And then we went out for lunch as well at a little restaurant in the area.
Oh, that was so sweet.
And the reason why we did a late lunch is because the kids were at nursery and school and we don't really have that time. We don't really leave our children with anyone as such.
No, I hear that. I hear that. So you're quite a romantic person.
I wouldn't call that romantic. I'd call it a token. To be honest with you,
She will call it romantic.
But I don't know. Well, she did rub my head top and give me a little chips on the forehead. So
That's
some brownie points were in the house.
So what's the most romantic thing that you've done then?
Boy, I'd have to go back to when I was trying to date her.
We'll go back to when you were trying to date her. What's the most romantic?
Oh, you put me under pressure here now, man. People in the radio lands hearing that Lee's a flop.
Listen, Lee, you're giving people ideas here.
I used to write little letters and notes. I think that it's the little things that count, the things that where the thought
So
is
when's
embedded.
the last time you wrote your wife a letter or a poem or?
Boy, it's you my handwriting is so pretty now.
It doesn't matter. You can type it. You can text it.
I tell you what. I saw the other day.
What?
One of my mates, his wife, wrote him something on a little sticky note and put it inside his shoes.
Oh.
And I thought that was so cute. So I'm trying to think of some things to write and to drop a couple of those in. But yeah, I guess I might do a little surprise meal sometimes, or a breakfast, the last time is I might have arranged my diary out from work and I took her out to a cafe that did like your American breakfast type thing, and we had breakfast together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was probably the last thing that I did.
It is those little things that matter. Talking about relationships.
No.
Okay.
You don't get away like that.
What?
What kind of romantic things does Miss Spilling the Tea, Juliet G, do when she has a man in her life?
Well, you'll have to ask him.
You can't put me under that kind of pressure. Come on, I don't do no investigation.
Well, Lee, you know I'm single, so I haven't got a man. So right about now, nothing.
So what would you do then? What would you do? I said, what did you do? But go on, what would you do?
What did I do? Do you know what? I can't even listen. Do you know? Let me think. I'll have to think about this because it's been a long time. I'd have to go back into decades ago. It's been a long time, Lee. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know.
I'm gonna take you off the spot a little bit then.
Okay, take me off the spot.
Because I think it's hard enough to even remember what you've done as romantic, let alone to come up with a new one. What would touch your heart? What would make you feel like, wow?
Do you know, what would make me think, wow? Do you know what? I am one of these people. I'm very easy. You could pick me up, or if you was to ring me and say, "What you doing?" and I'll say nothing. Right, I'm coming to pick you up. I get excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even asking you where we're going. I'll just get excited. The fact that you're giving me time, time for me means a lot. You could take me to a cafe. It's not about how much money you spend. In fact, I don't really like expensive places. And I'm not saying I'm cheapskate, because I'm not. You can take me to expensive places, but you don't have to. It's not a prerequisite to our relationship. If you choose to, that's your choice. But it's not something that I will demand. Yeah. I like simple things. I like, we could go for a drive anywhere. Like the weather's nice. I would be like, yeah, I'm coming to pick you up. I'm like, okay, we're going for a drive. And just driving and being in that person's company and laughing and joking and, what else? Lee, you're putting me on the spot, man. You're giving people ideas.
Boy, I felt on the spot as well, so I'm just glad to throw it back on you. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? I was listening to Stephen Bartlett the other day. The Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the best podcasts out there, honestly. And he had some guy who I think might have been he was a relationship coach or something,
Uh-huh.
and American guy, but it seems like he has a practice in England. And I think that's what he does. But I heard him talking about some shows that he's producing, two in the UK and one in America. And he was saying that, you know, we tend to overthink this whole dating thing, especially in the UK. So that UK is weird. Like, people will go out, get drunk, or have a few drinks well before they go out on this date, and place so much emphasis on the date itself that it becomes a burden or a chore. The man comes back from the day afterwards talking about how much money he spent. It never led to nothing because he went there. The idea of going in the cookie jar when he gets there, or getting laid was the term that he used, you know? And it doesn't necessarily happen. He said that we put too much pressure on ourselves and place too much hope and emphasis on this whole dating thing.
It does.
And what he suggested, I'm just thinking about what you said about just having time, just going somewhere simple, was rather than having this big date where you go and do your hair, your nails, for men getting their hair cut, buying new clothes and all the rest of it, just organise to have a cup of coffee somewhere, a 30-minute catch up so you can get to know each other and you really talk, or go for a walk. Can we walk during our lunch break for half an hour as a first date? So there's no pressure on you for having to spend any big amounts of money. You're getting to speak to the person and it is what it is. You're just conversing with them and sharing on an equal footing, so to speak. It's not like, I think what would do my head in if I was in a dating scene now, are we going Dutch at the end? Do I offend her if she's a woman that feels that she's self-sufficient by not asking her to go halves? Is she gonna think I'm cheap? What is the done thing? You avoid all those awkward moments.
But do you know what? Do you know the funny thing is if a guy asks a girl out, yeah? If a guy asks a girl out, or it's a first date, the guy has to pay, right? Hold up. Let me finish, right? If the girl asks the guy out, yeah? If she's asking the girl out, if she's asking the guy out on a first date, then she pays.
I think that is a perspective that most people would hold, or many people. But where the world is today, it's all changed. So for me, if I was dating, and even with my wife,
change all it likes.
Let me finish though, because but you have to remember that we're all socialized different and have different standards. So I feel like the best thing that you can do in any relationship, and this is probably a good way to start, is just an honest conversation. Look, these moments can be quite awkward. I would like to pay for the meal because I'm inviting you out, but I just want to check with you to see if that would be okay. You know, so you're not putting any pressure on them, and it's not one of those questions where you're making them in a hard. I would like to pay for the meal because I'm inviting you out, but I just want to check if that's okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You're not forcing your values on anyone. You're not. But it's just. But the walking thing is what I want to come back to with just how that all important break.
Exactly. Welcome back to Spilling That Tea to Juliet G on supremefmlive.ning.com. I'm in conversation with Mr. Lee Townsend, who is bringing us community news and information. And if you have just tuned in, morning, and where have you been? Over to you, Lee. You were saying before we went to break about relationships.
Yeah, I was just talking about the whole idea of we're talking about walking. I think it was
dating
and getting out, and how walking can be such a great alternative. But how would you feel about someone inviting you out on a date and everything they're taking you on is free?
Excuse me, say that again.
Everything they're taking you on is free.
Do you know what? It's not about the payment. Do you know? For me, it's about getting to know the person. You know, and if it's free. So what? I think okay, cheapskate, but
so I've been sharing with my single friends about this organisation called Black History Walks London.
Is that free?
And a lot of their walks are, but some of them you pay for. Some of them you pay for. Hold on one second. Go and speak to your mum because I'm on the radio with Juliet, Auntie Juliet. So go on. I can't help you. My God, don't even say good morning to me. Daddy, I want some breakfast.
Emily.
Yeah, how you know? She's like I don't know what's that thing called? The one that does Monster Munch cereals.
Leave her
Yeah,
alone.
but anyway, back to. So I think it's Tony Warner's the guy that runs it. Amazing historian and just does everything so much in such a fun way. And some of the events he has is the Black History Bus Tour, Black History River Cruise, the Black Kings and Epiphany, How to Brainwash the Youth and Make Them Act Like Fools, Theatre Land Walk, James Baldwin Course, African Women Resistance Leaders Course, Harlem in Mayfair, African Odysseys at BFI South Bank, Hackney, Elephant and Castle, Soho and St Paul's Banks, these are different walks, How to Teach Black History at GCSE level, How to Rip Off Black Historians, Copyright and Greed in London. So these are a number of his events, but he's got an event coming up, right? It's not a walk as such, but it's on the 1st of March. I know it's just around the corner at the Prince of Peckham. It's 100% free.
Yeah.
And listen to this. It's called How Black People Won World War II, Part 1. This is the description. A detailed and extensive look at the African or Caribbean war efforts with video clips and interviews with Black Spitfires and bomber pilots, Nigerian and Somali troops fighting in Burma, Black and Asian women secret agents, U-boats in the Caribbean, and the importance of African and Indian raw materials. Despite being on the British school curriculum, many people have no idea that Black people played a part in World War I or II.
Yes.
This is a comprehensive overview of the African Caribbean presence, contribution and importance based on the book Black History Walks in London, Volume 1.
That sounds really interesting.
No, it's amazing.
Where is it?
It's going to be at the Prince of Peckham. It's a pub in the Peckham area with what I hear, some amazing food and cocktails. I need to check it out.
What time?
It starts at 7 o'clock till 8:30. So this is an hour and a half in a really chilled and cool hip kind of pub for people like us who look like us. I mean, everyone's welcome in there, of course, but it's like the spot, you know.
Send me the information, Lee.
I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely their walks. I mean, if I think, especially as a guy, if you're taking out a lady and you want her to feel safe, and you know, sometimes if you don't know somebody, it can feel a little bit uncomfortable. You're not sure. You're thinking about your surroundings and stuff. If you're doing something like that, you're in a community, and I just think it sends the right kind of messages. Oh, I sent it to you already. I sent it to you earlier this morning. Okay. Yeah, so it just sends the right kind of message. But not only that, you can see how the person responds to information being shared with them. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're into the history of your people and stuff, but you probably would want a partner that has some semblance of an interest in it. And if they respond negatively to all of what you're sharing, then maybe that could be a little red flag, even if it's a small one.
Do you know, I'm a firm believer that sometimes we choose not to see the red flags. You know, because you're so engrossed in either wanting to be in a relationship or, but they are there. So.
But sometimes they're disguised though. So I studied at a seminary and I did some work on different cults and stuff. And what a lot of cults will do is they give you what's called a love rush. So they overwhelm you with so many wonderful things, compliments, assistance, support, so that you think, oh my God, this is so good, this is too good to be true, or this is so wonderful, they're so nice. And then you lose sense of reality. So you stop looking for those red flags. It's almost if you've got the glasses on now, the sunglasses, the rose-tinted sunglasses, and everything looks great. And when they hook you in with that kind of approach, which our potential partners or suitors can do as well, they then start doing the things to get their hooks into you. And that's where that kind of coercive or controlling behavior now chips in. So in a relationship, it could be a little bit of domestic violence. And that doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It could be emotional. But because you thought this person's so great and you're so reliant upon them, it's hard to see the negative.
But do you know what, Lee? Isn't it important that one does their due diligence on a person? Because once upon a time, when we back in the day when you dated someone, you either knew someone that knew that person that would give you information about that person. Like else, it's almost like they would, in business, you wouldn't just go into business just like that. Yeah. A relationship is like a business transaction. Yeah. You would do your research. You would research that person. You try and find out someone that knows that person and find a little bit about that person. Because there's always somebody that will tell you, what's that person like?
I'm not sure if I would never want my daughters to limit themselves to dating only men that are within their friendship circle or connected to someone that they know.
No,
I feel like,
Lee, I think you're missing the point. No, I'm not just talking about your friendship circle. Like you can have associates. Yeah.
yeah,
But
I hear that too, but you can also meet a wonderful gentleman when you're shopping in the supermarket.
yeah. And also that wonderful gentleman can end up being a psycho.
Yeah, but they could also be Prince Charming as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like when you're going for a job. You don't just say, I'm going to go for a job where someone knows the company. You apply for a job that meets your needs.
Yes, and he might meet your needs. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but you even if you do decide to go ahead, there's this gut instinct that tells you something is not right. And then you kind of like, you push it away. But your gut instinct does tell you. And a friend of mine says our subconscious, talks to us. And
I think
if a person is not right, our subconscious will tell us.
I think this subconscious, if we're careful how we talk about it, because it could often be misconstrued to be some cosmic force. I feel like signs will show up. You just might not be consciously picking up on them, but the signs could be a little thing as he doesn't open the door for you. He doesn't say thank you when you hand him something, or he does, how he treats his waiter or his mum. A waiter in a restaurant or his mum is going to be an indication of how he's going to treat his partner, or how she's going to treat their partner. So I feel that those telltale signs are all around.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't think that the right person coming into my life has to have any connection to any of my friends or anything.
No. I didn't say 100%.
Or associates, or associates.
But but you have to be aware of everything.
Yeah, of course, you have to be aware of everything. But you get to. So when you meet someone, you start hanging out. Eventually, you start bringing in, I guess, some of your friends into the fold. So you bring them into your network group to see how they socialize and interact with your friendship circle, right? And then you might ask your friends, what do you think of him? Do you think he's a nice guy? How did you sum him up? And the same thing will happen when the lady comes into the guys' friendship circles. After the friendship circles, after you've passed that test and you've been going out a bit more, you might take the plunge and say, okay, I've been out with this person quite a few times now. Let me bring him home and see how he interacts with the family. Because I know for a fact, I could love you like cooked food.
Yeah.
If I don't like your family, there's no hope in hell of me having anything secure with you. Do you know what one of my greatest fears would be if my wife and I were to break up? I would be concerned what would happen to my relationship with my in-laws. Right? And worse when our parents were alive. Her dad and I were like best of friends while he was living. Do you know what I mean? And we really got on so much to the extent where when we did go through our rough patches and we thought we were going to call it a day, I'm still going down and checking the dad. Do you know what I mean? He was on his sick bed, but I couldn't sever that relationship because it was so important to me. So for me, I feel like sometimes you might not have that connection to the individual's circle, or the individual might not have that connection to my circle initially. But when I believe it's reached a certain point where it's a little bit serious, or I'm thinking about trying to should I invest my time in this? I need to see how they engage with my friendship circle, with my family circle, and maybe, if appropriate, my work circle. So there might be a function related to work where I can bring somebody who's not connected or something, and I will see how they engage in that. Because if you can't conduct yourself in a way that's going to suit professionally, you're definitely not going to be a match for me, because you're going to stunt my career.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like sometimes those are things that you introduce to the person along the way, rather than it
absolutely,
being there naturally.
100%.
But let me ask you something. Would you ever go on like a speed dating event or a dating event that's been set up
For a laugh, yeah.
for a laugh?
Yep. And
So I mean, you would.
why I say for a laugh, because it would have to be, yeah, it would have to be for a laugh. Because, and the funny thing is, Lee, I am that kind of person. I will go for something for a laugh. And if I do meet someone out of it, then, you know, lucky me. If I don't, then, you know, no biggie. I have been on speed dating a long time ago.
That was the day when they never had phone apps and those things there, so you had to spin a bottle.
Nah. Do you know what? Do you know the funny thing was, I went on a speed dating thing, and all I remember was there was these round tables, and there was a phone on each table. It was attached to the table, and this was in the club, and the guys were on one side, obviously the women were on that side, and say for example they could be on any booth, yeah, and they could pick up the telephone. And say, for example, you were sitting there and they'll say, oh, can you put your friend on? And we'll be like, which one? Obviously, they could see you, but you don't know where they're coming from. And they will describe what you're wearing. So, you know, like you're kind of like looking, scanning, thinking like, who's on the phone? Who's talking? And it was actually quite interesting because like you could talk to someone that you wouldn't necessarily, you know, sometimes you might not have the guts to talk to face to face straight away. So you could have this conversation and then eventually, you know, you get to talk to them.
I think if it was me and I was out on the dating scene and stuff, I would go to dating events, but I wouldn't be going there to look for a date per se, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I said I'll go for a laugh.
I'd be going there to see if there's anybody interesting I can connect with on a platonic level, on a friendship level. If I do meet someone, that's a bonus. But I'd be more looking at it as an opportunity to widen my friendship circle.
That's it. That's why I said I'd go for a laugh.
And you remember that song? Was it Celine Dion? How can we be lovers if we can't be friends?
Aye.
Is that Celine Dion or is that Sanchez? I don't even know.
I don't know, but but you know, you'd have to be my friend. Now, we've got to be able to have good conversation. You know, I'm at that state. Well, I've always been. You know, if I can't talk to you, then or you can't talk to me. I
think if I can't laugh with you, then it's all over.
Aye.
You've got to find me funny, and you've got to be able to laugh and roll on the floor until you cry, kind of a thing. Yeah, that's essential, man. Humor is what keeps it going. Do you know what I mean?
Even I'll laugh at their dry jokes.
Oh gosh, you see, that's that little. Everyone's got a fake laugh in it.
You know, that's when he is not funny. You know, when a man is just trying to be funny. And he's not funny.
But I saw this group online called Black Singles Match.com, and they use Eventbrite. So I don't know if they've got a .com, but they run single black professional meetups for 30 to 45-year-olds.
Okay, and how much is that?
£16.76.
Where they're going with the 76 pence?
But it's probably some.
Oh, is that the booking fee?
Yeah, I don't know. They're professionals though, innit? So you know they've got their marketing strategy. 99p don't really work no more, so 76.
It gets you thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have they got to offer?
So there's events are in the City of London, right near St John's Museum, so not far from Soho, right up in the centre of the city.
Hold on. Why did you say not far from Soho? Why Soho?
Because that's the first name that come up on the map, innit?
Oh, you know.
All right, near Covent Garden then.
That's better. So Soho is isn't that where the prostitutes are? Or it's associated?
Boy, Juliet, I'm telling you the truth. I don't spend my money in such environs, you know.
I'm only because Soho. That's what that springs to mind when you talk about Soho. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. No, I thought no. Get your mind out of the gutter. I thought they had Chinese restaurants and isn't that their Chinatown?
I don't know where's Chinatown.
Covent Garden, Soho, isn't it all in that same area?
Covent Garden.
I'm sure you've got like Michelin-starred restaurants in that area and stuff, and bars and all kinds of things.
Most probably, but I wouldn't say Soho.
Okay.
Soho.
Okay. Wow. If I ever go down that end of the world, then I won't tell anyone because, boy, they'll be thinking that I'm soliciting. You never know. You live and you learn.
Well, there you go, Lee. Just don't
Yeah.
say Soho. I went to
So,
Covent Garden. So anybody now that says they're going to Covent Garden, are you sure you're going to Covent Garden? You're not taking a small detour. Yes.
hold on. I'm Googling now. I just
What?
can't type so good with one hand.
What?
Google. Let's see what's going on now.
What in Soho?
What is there to do in Soho, London?
Why Soho?
Soho is a great place to find live entertainment.
Is that
We
what it
got that
says?
right. Interesting food, thank you, and pulsating pulsing nightlife.
Oh,
Browse the boutique shops and relax in Soho Square, and treat yourself. I have to go onto the actual page now.
Does it say nightlife?
To a West End meal. Soho is known for its lively and at times risque vibes.
Oh.
It's also been at the centre of London's LGBT plus community for decades, with buzzing gay and lesbian bars around Old Compton Street, plus a hotbed of fashion and music, most notably in Carnaby Street. Yes, everyone knows Carnaby Street, which led in the way
Carnaby Street
in the swinging 60s.
is renowned for where the LGBT.
Okay, I didn't know that. So what about Liberty? Liberty's on Carnaby Street.
I don't know about Liberty.
See, I didn't know that was even Soho. So I'm down there all the time because, what's it called? They got, you see, when you come out of Oxford Street opposite Nighttown and you turn right and turn right again, that's where Five Guys is. So I go in there and buy my little burger. Then I might go down the little shops around the back there where they got little sales on every now and again. Your Foot Lockers and your offices and all the rest of it. Oh man. Nothing ain't wrong with down there. Nothing at all.
No, nobody ain't saying nothing is wrong with it, Lee. Yeah. It's just certain areas are renowned for certain things.
So what's Brixton renowned for?
Riot.
See it there? There ain't no riots down there no more.
No,
It's
but-
gone, what's it
but-
called?
but-
It's been gentrified.
Of course. But, it's, when you say Brixton, it's known for riot.
Well, I would say, people, if you're listening, you can go on a date in Soho to a nice restaurant, or you can go to Brixton.
No, they can go to Brixton because they've got nice restaurants in Brixton.
Oh my gosh, you need to get out. You know what?
Well, I need to get out.
No, I think, not a date, but I think you, I think you and I should go out. We're gonna do 3 hours of hanging out together in Soho and 3 hours of hanging out in Brixton, and we're gonna report back to our audience. Yeah, man. Yeah, and you see, I was on this dating thing. It's not a date, as I said, but hanging out and whatever.
Wait, what?
You cover the bill when we're in Soho, and I cover the bill in Brixton. It might be a bit cheaper.
And we'll report back, yeah?
Yeah, we'll report back. But I'll tell you what we're not going to buy if we see it in Soho, okay?
What's that?
It's like, I'll leave that to your imagination.
I'll come back and we'll report
Yeah, and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll take you to my Five Guys, man.
Oh, Lee. Oh, dear. What else?
Do you know what? I saw something. It's South London again, but I did just do West. It's just that the part of West wasn't really to your taking. But anyway, I saw something that really caught my eye, and I thought it was such a brilliant idea.
What's that?
I'm trying to find it. I had it a while ago. Oh my gosh! I sent it to you as well. So let me get the link. Hold on.
Do you know what? You're always sending me things and a link.
Because you've got the networks, innit?
What do you mean?
You got a big following. You got your WhatsApp group and all them things there. So people listening to Juliet G, I'm sure they're in some sort of WhatsApp group where you send them information and updates and stuff. So
Do you know what? Do you know? And the thing is, I don't like to bombard people with links.
But you do like to share important information and
I
community
do like
updates.
to- I
So
do.
there you go. Do you know what I mean?
All right, Lee. Lee.
So I've discovered this organisation called Think Tenacity Academy Community Interest Company.
Do you know what, Lee?
Important break.
Well, 10 seconds into. So we're coming up to that all-important break. And when we come back, you can tell us after.
Oh, sounds good to me. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
welcome back to the last segment of Spilling That Tea to Juliet G on supremefmlive.ning.com. I have been in conversation with my guest, Mr. Lee Townsend. And if you've just tuned in, welcome, but where exactly have you been? Over to you, Lee, because when we went to break, you was talking about something. What was that?
I was hoping you'd tell me what it was because you know me and my ADHD brain.
Do you know,
Neurodivergence alert.
do you know what?
I can't remember.
Do you know?
Yes, I do know what I was talking
Good,
about.
I'm glad
actually.
you did.
I was talking about an organisation called Think Tenacity,
That's the one.
and they're a mental health group. I just checked out their Instagram.
What did you
actually,
call
and
it?
seems-
Shrink.
No, it was called Think Tenacity.
Oh, think. Oh, sorry. Think
yeah,
tenacity.
so they were following. And they've got an event coming up where they've partnered with the Samaritans who are supporting the event.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's such a cool thing. It's called Making Time for Black Mental Health, in-person event in Brixton at Think Tenacity, yeah. It's totally free, but listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Open network from 6 till 7 p.m. Bring extra business cards. Main event starts at 7 p.m. Dress code, smart casual. Invitation to Making Time for Black Mental Health events. First in-person event with open network from 6 p.m. I'm repeating the same information.
Mm-hmm.
It's just 3 minutes walk from Brixton Tube Station.
Mm-hmm.
And the full the full address will be confirmed via email once you've registered. The event is supported by Samaritans Charity, and you'll enjoy a wonderful panel of black therapists face to face. And yes, you can ask a mental health question in advance before the event. All right, so listen to this now.
I'm listening.
Did you know Making Time for Black Mental Health was founded by a black woman for black people to provide free access to black therapists? We break stigma in the black community by increasing conversations around mental health and culturally led safe environments. We worked with the Royal Borough of Kensington and Royal Borough of Greenwich, the event program. So basically they're providing a meal.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same one. No, I'm mixing it up. Sorry. Yeah, so basically it's an event where you can sit down, talk
What
to panelists.
date is it, Lee?
It is free. Sorry, let me giving you time. It's on Thursday the 30th
Thursday the 30th
of March.
Okay.
I was mixing it up with an event today, you know. There's one that's a free event where they're providing like a formal dinner.
Mm-hmm. And what time is it?
Oh gosh, hold on there. You just threw me.
I'm sorry.
The time is 6 till 7:30.
6 till 7:30. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. There was another one, but there was another one today, and I clicked on the wrong one by mistake. You know.
Okay.
Too many things going on in my head, girl.
Mm-mm.
All right, I think this is it. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mental Wellness Winter Ball. You know.
Mental wellness.
So it's sold out now, but up to Wednesday or Thursday, they still have tickets left. They have this event. It's like it's a dinner that you can dress up to if you want to. The tickets are free. There's like 3 courses, and they're looking at the issue of mental health, and it's put on by Black Thrive over in Brixton again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Southwark that one was being kept in, and
So
I thought it's a brilliant
that's another
idea.
free event, yeah?
Yeah,
What, Mental Wellness Winter Ball?
yeah, that's what it was called.
And it's a free event?
It was a free event.
Oh,
Come
wow.
there, get your meals and whatever else. Wear whatever you want, but some people will be dressed up. It says in the description. So what I'm seeing happening now is that there's being more money invested in reaching our communities,
Okay.
which is absolutely amazing.
That is. I can
Very
hear
nice.
the girls have come, they've woken up,
Yeah,
and
they're
you're
giving me trouble.
multitasking,
Giving me trouble, you know.
keeping you on your toes, that's what it is.
So you call it?
Yep. It's a woman thing.
I have no comment on that, you know. I value my life.
It starts from young.
Yeah, it does indeed. It does indeed. Yeah, so what have you got on for this week?
I have, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the live?
Yeah.
I have Rudy Liquid, and
Mhm.
I have another young man called Anthony Matherin. He is one of three from they have a podcast called College Bro Podcast, and they used to host it on Mondays, and then it went to Sunday, and they've kind of taken a break
Mhm.
at the moment. So,
Okay.
but they used to talk about everything and anything. Very funny. Happened during lockdown, actually. So
Mhm.
they kind of used to keep me busy on a Monday, put it that
Mhm.
way. So Anthony and Rudy will be on my live. And then next Saturday, I have Mr. Michael McFarlane, OBE. Michael was on the Insta Live on Thursday, and he will be on my show next week. And he is a retired British athlete, and he has got an OBE, and he represented Great Britain in the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Now,
Oh wow.
yes, but the thing is with Michael, he's such a down to earth. I can't even begin to big up this guy. You know when you know somebody,
Mhm.
and the man's got an OBE. I mean, an
Mhm.
OBE is, it's a big thing. And
Mhm.
he
Mhm. Mhm.
ran the third leg of the GB by is it the 100? No, is it 100 meters? Yeah, 100 meters.
Mhm.
Yeah, relay. So it was
Mhm.
John John Regis, Elliot Bunny, and then Michael McFarlane, and then Linford Christie. And you know what? I was trying to find information about, like the Seoul Olympics, blah, blah, blah. And it was really hard to get. All I kept getting was about Americans, the Americans, the Americans,
Mhm.
Carl Lewis, and the only thing that they really did highlight about the 1988 Olympics was when Linford Christie got into some, he was it substance misuse got done, but he got cleared. He
Mhm.
got cleared. But like there were certain certain medications that were banned, and
Right.
I think he took something that was in one, I think a headache tablet or something.
Mhm. Get in the room. Sorry.
That's all right. So that was
Sorry.
that's all right. Um, yeah, so that was the only thing that they tend to highlight. Other than that, they didn't kind of and these guys got silver,
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, they got silver, and they didn't,
Wow.
like the publicity was absolutely poor,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
The publicity was really poor, considering that they represented Great Britain, and the
Right.
publicity they got back then was not very good, because all they kept publicizing was the Americans, like the Americans coming first and da 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 da, da and what have you. So it'll be a very good, interesting conversation to be
That
had.
sounds amazing.
So
I mean,
yes,
you really get some interesting people coming through.
yeah. I've had some very, very interesting people, and
Mhm.
I love it. I
Yeah,
get
I
to
can
ask him all the
imagine.
questions that people think, oh, Juliet, why did you ask that? Because I wanted to, because I can.
Mhm.
And
About how many?
the highest,
About how?
the
About
highest,
how many?
the highest that anybody can say to me is, I don't want to answer that. Mind your business. And they haven't. They've just answered.
About how many questions do people send to you in advance of your shows?
Um, Not all the time. I
Mhm.
do encourage sometimes some people to send me questions, and
Mhm.
I think It's more to do with time. Yeah.
Mhm.
For me, it's to do with time because I have to do everything.
Right.
I haven't got a researcher. I haven't got um, nobody, doing my anything. I produce, and what you see, however it comes out, that's me.
We need to get you some sponsorship, man.
Yeah.
So more sponsors on board. So if you're listening and you own a company, support Juliet G.
Hey. Yeah, I do need a sponsor because some I need to update my equipment.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Now
need
you're providing a valuable service to the community. Have you thought about doing a GoFundMe? I'm sure people would support.
um,
Not your thing.
no, it isn't really my thing. No. I don't know
Mm,
why, but nah. If you
okay,
want to do a
fair enough.
GoFundMe, go ahead. I only
Right.
need about £700.
Okay.
Not a lot for this equipment that I need because it'll have
Mhm.
everything, sound effects and, you know, clapping sounds.
Right.
Ah, those are
Yo,
the.
stop that.
I want all the kinds of sound effects that I can. Just that press up a button. You know,
Mhm.
I won't know how to use it. Somebody would have to teach me though how to use it.
That's the least, man. Let's get to that. Let's
Let's
get to
get
that
the
bridge
equipment
when we get
first.
there. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You know,
And just work with what you've got.
I try not. Yeah, exactly. I try to work
But
with.
you say sound effects, but when you started and you came on this morning with your little singing bit, I thought it was gonna be like a drum roll or something behind it. I'm listening, saying, "What's she coming up with now?" And I heard silence. I was like, "Okay, cool, we're getting there."
Listen. What you see at this present moment in time is what you get.
Hmm.
You know.
But you've been running this show for so long now, Juliet. Was it about 3 years?
It will be 3 years. November. Let me see. It would be 3 years. November. Let me check. I think that should be November the 21st.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my anniversary, November the 21st. So it started lockdown.
Yeah, it's realised.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really
So,
something, man.
mm, so
I,
yes, I do hope that people do get something out of it, enjoy it, as much as I do.
Yeah, just while people are listening, I'd encourage you to send in your little WhatsApp messages of encouragement and stuff to Juliet, because it's not easy making that sacrifice every single week, and it's not just the 2 hours that she's on air for; it's all the stuff that she's doing in preparation for the show in advance.
Lee, do you know what? Thank you so much for that because I really appreciate that because and it's not only just me, it's also the radio presenters when they come on and
Hmm.
they're entertaining. You know, when I first started, I thought to myself, Lord God, have mercy, help me.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
like, I mean, I only have to press a couple of buttons, but they are playing music, fade in, fade out, watch the time. I mean, now I watch the time, but before, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I used to wanted to crap myself. I mean, the first day, in fact, the first couple of weeks, that I started on a Saturday, excuse me if you're having your breakfast, but I crapped myself, because I was that petrified, like fear, right?
Hmm.
Even though I had been on the radio, but it's just that, nerves kicked in, and
But
it was,
listen,
it was just,
I I only come on once a month, but when you first asked me, the one-off show was bad and not so bad, but once a month it was like, oh my God, what on earth am I going to talk about? This feels like pressure.
yeah.
So if I had to control switches and buttons on top of that, I'd be in problems.
Mm. But
I'd be in problems.
I think once you like they say, if you keep doing it all the time, then
Hmm.
you start to get used to it. It's like riding a bike. You
But
get your balance and then you go.
then you're off. I was talking to some former colleagues that I used to work with at a charitable organization, and we're speaking about growth. I always share this statement: nothing positive grows in a comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I saw this picture this week of this two men. One was, it's a common thing that you see, a little meme. They're both in the hole, the same depth down in the ground.
Mhm.
One is sitting there with his hands folded, grumbling, about his situation, while the other one has a little stick or a spoon and starts digging a tunnel. And that tunnel could take years for him to get to the other end. But the fact is that he started something. And I think so many times we have ideas and we're like, that's long, it's gonna take too much, or it's gonna take too long for us to reach there. Like
Yeah.
even when I went back to do my degree, it's 4 years. And when I was starting, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it a term at a time or a semester at a time. And when I finish, I finish, until you actually finish it. But it's so much better to take some positive action
Yeah.
rather than sitting in the same spot, wondering, questioning, or complaining.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the only person that can change your destiny is you.
Absolutely. I just got a message that coming from a listener, and she said if someone wants to sponsor you, go for it. Sponsor me for the equipment. Thank you, Pam. I really appreciate that. And
Yeah. But the other thing is as well, is that what you do, it's a service. It's a service. So
look,
when
you're not going to make me start crying in a minute. Stop it. And I can be emotional too, although I might be a hard-faced cow. But I must admit, I do get a lot of support from my friends. They encourage me, they support me. Like they'll ask me every week, because I know that they're listening. I'm not even going to call out their names because they'll be like, oh, what you call out my name for? But I know that they're listening because they always give me words of encouragement. They're always there to kind of like say, who have we got on, blah, blah, blah,
just a quick question though.
Go ahead.
You came on, you interrupted the flow of the conversation and said, "Oh my God, stop it! You're gonna make me cry. I've got feelings too." Da, 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 da. Like you're gonna read a message and you just digress.
Yes, hold on. It says, Juliet, I always send you words of encouragement. You have done very well. You are so much more confident. Well done. And I listen to part of your show, and this is from someone in the Netherlands.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Is that how far it goes?
Listen, I go far, Lee. I have people
Boy.
in Nigeria.
Hey, do you know what? I spoke to a lady from your show. Do you remember the time when we were speaking about the absence of funding in the communities? And then I started to speak about opportunities where people could access funding and where they could find it, and not stepping out and stop being fearful. This is about a year ago,
Oh yeah.
Me and the lady caught up on the phone like last month.
Uh-huh.
And I was giving her some advice and some direction and stuff. But it just goes to show that, when we're out and when we're here on air and we're speaking, that people are taking it in. And even if it's only one person that we help, it actually makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a good thing.
It does.
So it's really nice. So you never know where it is. But here in the Netherlands, I guess you forget that it's internet radio as well. You just assume that it's on the dial.
Exactly. You can you can listen to it on the radio, and you can listen to it online, and now everything is on your phone.
Yeah. I must say that the Supreme FM app works really well.
So just download it.
Yeah, it does.
Lee, it is that time, my dear.
What, goodbye time?
It is that goodbye time.
No, man, I'm just warming up. Tell me that we know
you're
hour.
just warming
Push
up.
back the DJ, man. Tell me we have to ease off this weekend.
I wish. I just come 9 o'clock, they'll just cut me off.
Oh gosh!
And
Wow.
I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. So I like to say my goodbyes and what have you. So,
Right,
Lee, we will be back next month.
Yeah. So listen, I just want to say thanks for having me. Thank you to everyone who tuned in Radio Land today. If you want to get in touch or hear what I'm up to, me and my girls, you can find me on Instagram at I am Mr. Townsend. I am Mr. Townsend. How do you spell my last name? It's just Town and Send. Townsend. That's why it's pronounced Townsend, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So anyway, Juliet, I have to love you and leave you. Have a great day.
And
thanks
you.
again. And it's been amazing.
As always. Thank you, Lee.
Bless you.
Till
Bye.
next month. Bye. That was Mr. Lee Townsend. Yes. So next week, as I said, I will have Mr. Michael McFarlane, OBE, and he will be telling us everything about his athlete career and so on and so forth. Coming up next, we have Martin J till 12 noon. And from 12 till 2 p.m., we have La J. And from 2 till 4, we have WJ Good Groove. And 4 till 6, we have DJ Lee. And 6 till 8, we have TLC. And 8 till 10, we have DJ Tubbs in for Lloydie Banks. And from 10 till midnight, we have DJ Squeaky. And from midnight till 2 a.m., we have Uncle Nuts until he says so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the DJ presenter lineup. As always, thank you to each and every one of you for listening in. And remember, stay tuned and be prepared to be entertained. And if you're not already following me on the gram, that's Spilling the Tea to Juliet G. And I will be there next Thursday talking more men talk. Remember, tomorrow's not promised, so love and appreciate the people who are in your life, as tomorrow is not promised. Have a blessed day, have a safe day, and have a memorable day, whoever you choose to spend your day with. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day, have a safe day, and have a memorable day, whoever you choose to spend your day with.